everybody. I'm going to make some flour tortillas, and I'm going to make these tortillas for someone who had questions about why their tortillas turn out to be like Cracker Jacks. I've had it happen to me, so I thought, let me share this recipe. This is for you, Christina. Yeah, yay! Anyways, I was just thinking, I want to go to San Antonio for some reason. Maybe it's the music. Anyways, let's make some flour tortillas, and I'm going to wash my hands real quick. You know, I can't believe that it's Friday. It's already Friday. Where did the time go? I think springtime, I think it goes by fast, and it's not fair. It's like, we should have longer springs instead of shorter ones. So, anyways, yeah, because I don't like those hot summers. I don't like them at all. Anyways, so I have my little manteles ready to wrap my little tortillas, because I want to have something to keep them warm and from getting hard. And also you can use some foil, and I would use, if you're going to do some foil, put some parchment or some kind of butcher paper in between, and then you can just kind of wrap them up. And then after you use it, after you have them in here, if you don't use them right away, you can stick them in plastic, and that'll keep them soft. So what I have here is 4 cups of the flour, and I know I did a video before, but I don't remember if it was if my tortillas were a little crunchier, and I think I used coconut oil on that one, but I'm going to use canola oil, the expeller press canola oil. So what I have here is a multi-grain flour. I call them my Hippy tortillas. So I have a multi-grain flour, which I make myself. So I get some corn, equal amounts of corn, barley, bran, oat, brown rice, and the rice has a little bit more, it makes it more glutinous, and I don't know if I would do potato, and then I have the all-purpose, but I have a fine flour which is used for the cake, so that ought to make it a lot more soft, softer than usual. So I think the flour and the amount of oil that you use makes all the difference in the world. So I'm going to mix these 2 flours together, and then I'm going to put my dry ingredients in there first. And so I have a 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So that's 4 cups of flours. And I have baking powder, and then I have some salt, and I made some salt, and someone said they were a little bit too salty. And I started thinking about, maybe I need a decrease on my salt intake. And so, especially if you have like kidneys and ulcers and all that other stuff we don't want to talk about right now. But it does happen. So, and then I started reading up. Let me read up on salt. And salt is, we were supposed to have, as far as I'm concerned, no more than 6 grams a day. And we only need 1 gram of salt a day. And I'm thinking, I better back up on the salt. Maybe I'll be able to, my sweat glands will work better. But anyway, so salt, and I didn't realize that I was getting, I gotta back up on the salt. So I actually have a 1/2 tablespoon, which would be like 1.5 teaspoons. It's 3 teaspoons to 1 tablespoon. But I'm not going to use it. I'm just going to use like a couple pinches of salt, because I want my tortillas to have, that bready flavor instead of the salt, because there's going to be salt in my food. So it was a good thing she brought it up. Someone told me your tortillas are a little bit too salty, and so are your beans. And I'm thinking, so I should omit salt on 1 of those items. So I have a 1/3 cup of canola oil. Okay. And I have 3/4 cup of the of some water. You can heat it up. Some people use cold water, but and then I have a little extra just in case. Now I'm gonna warm mine up. I kind of like my flour tortilla to be a little bit dough to be a little bit on the nice soft pliable side. So just mix that up, and you can also use the your mixer. And see, I need a little bit more. Do you see that? So, and it could be because of the flours that I'm using and the other multigrain. So I have another 1/4 cup of water here, and I might even need some more. So what is that, about a cup? Yeah. And I'm going to get a little bit more water because I still am not happy with the consistency of that. Just a little bit more, maybe an eighth. Just you kind of want it to be like Play-Doh. And this is not like pie crust. This is totally different than pie crust, of course. These are fun to make. They are. I used to make flour tortillas with my daycare children, when I had daycare. And we used to we did flour tortillas, and I used to teach the children how to cook. So it was kind of fun. Put a little bit more water in there. And then you want to get some more flour just to have it. And when you knead it with your palm. For those who are familiar with, you want to knead it with your palm and just keep for about a good minute or so. It's a good workout too. Get all that flour. My cart's going bye-bye. I don't have the brakes on it. So, anyways. And you can try to use plastic gloves. Some people are they're kind of funny about, I'm like, really? Good luck on the plastic gloves. I wouldn't want latex. And those other plastic gloves, I don't think, well, you can try. So I'm going to try it. Just again. Yeah, it's perfect. I like the flavor of that because I have all those other multi-grain flours in it. And then the baking soda, you can tell. It has some salt in it. Okay. So, I mean baking powder. Did I say baking powder or baking soda? Anyways, get a spoon full of flour, right? And then just going to pour a little bit of flour on this. And then, you seen how I grab that? I grab it like this, like my finger, my index finger, my thumb, and I just kind of hold together. And then I just kind of want to roll it together with my other fingers, and just kind of make like a flat, like ball. And then you just kind of make a flat. Okay. couple here. Then you might want to do a little tester. And before I do my grill, use my grill. So I have it on low, and as you see, I have two kinds of skillets here. Depends on kind of. I like using. Actually, I like using both. One of them's thinner than the other. This is a little thicker. This kind of has a slower cooking process. Whereas it's hot. Whereas this one's thinner and this one's thicker. Okay. Wipe that off really quick. What I just did was I seasoned it. After washing them, just kind of season them, and you can get all the rest of that stuff off of it. You know, the particles and stuff that are used from what you used before, which is tortillas. And I like using this one for my pancakes, believe it or not. And this one I do like using for my quesadillas and tortillas, but I put on real low. So, we're gonna make a small one. Just kind of see how they turn out. Beginning to think I need my glasses. It's not so perfect, but give it a shot here. And you want this kind of hot. And as you're making the tortillas, what's going to happen is your grill's going to start cooling down because it's taking the heat. The tortilla is taking the heat away from the grill, and so you might have to adjust your fire a little bit. From medium low to low, back up to medium low, because you don't want it to be cold or even warm. You want it to be almost at a hot point. Okay. Oh, that's going to be a pretty one. Well, meaning that it's going to be, these are going to be pretty tortillas. Because I have the corn flour. I don't know if you've ever tried the corn flour, but I also have those other grains, which kind of excited. Yeah, with these. Oh yeah, nice and soft. Nice and soft, Christina. That's really soft. So, make sure you use less oil on that. Sorry, I'm talking my mouth full. 4 cups of flour, 3 cups of oil, cooking oil, a teaspoon and a half of baking soda powder, and about 1 teaspoon of salt. And if you want to up your salt, that's fine. And then about a cup of water, 3/4 cup to a cup of water, until it's like a Play-Doh consistency. And if you want to flavor your tortillas, like I made some chipotle tortillas. They were so delicious. I kind of mixed my liquid with some chipotle in there, like half chipotle and half of the water, depending on how flavorful you want it. So, make a couple. they should bubble up. And they eventually will. The first couple tortillas that you make, for me that is, they don't really bubble up for some reason. And I know these aren't perfectly round, but that's okay. I mean, you could, that's why I call them Hippy tortillas. If you use an AP flour, and if you can get a hold of a high gluten flour, oh wow. You got some good tortillas. And, but if you just want to use the AP flour, this is done. Just cover that up. Turn that up. Over, and that's a nice little grill. I'm eating while I'm cooking. But people taste all the time. But usually in a professional kitchen, in an upscale, we use spoons or forks, and we never double dip. So you kind of start off in the middle. Do you see how I start off in the middle? And I just kind of work my way around. Like so. See how that's bubbling up now? So bubbling up. And when you have, like I said, just the white flour, it's going to be a different appearance. Okay? Okay. We'll do a couple more. I just kind of want to show you. Just kind of roll it on the outside and you just keep going around. I have a cousin at Mexicali, and she makes these so thin, like window pane thin, is what we call them when in baking. and she makes them, and I've never seen anybody make tortillas so fast and so well and so beautiful, soft and delicious. But she uses a lard, which is great. So there you go. Oh, that one I overcooked that one. So I'm gonna put it in the middle, see if it'll soften up. If not, oh well. And you don't have to cook them for very long. I mean, you don't have to grill them for very long. Very easy to make. I've actually made these with some duck fat. It came out so delicious. But if you're a vegan, stick with the coconut oil, butter. Oh no, that's vegetarian, right? Butter. Coconut oil. And I've tried the extra virgin olive oil. I'm not a fan, but it's different. It's delicious. And you don't want to like I said, you don't want to overcook them. It doesn't take very much to cook these babies. I'm stretching it out. That ripped it, but I'm kind of stretching it out. So, alrighty. This is so good. They're delicious. Show you real quick. We were growing up, my sister used to make them with cream cheese, and that was such a treat for us. So if you have like daycare kids or kids at home, or they will love it. With the cream cheese, yum. So I'm going to probably get half of this tortilla here. Get some butter. Just kind of spread that butter on there. Yes, it's really good with butter. Everything's better with butter. Not that I need it. Who cares? This is so yummy. Alrighty. Alrighty. Now, for the final test of tasting this nice tortilla. Yeah, with the butter. Oh yeah. So I wanted to make these because, like I said, someone had a question about them coming out like crackers. You know, it just depends on the oil and the flours that you use. I believe that. So here it is. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. All right.